Okay, let's get started. So Cancer, first we've got your current energy. Whoa, this is pretty intense. But knowing a Cancer very well, I would say this is most definitely very accurate. Ten of Wands is clearly all about carrying a heavy burden. So this month, Cancer, I feel like you guys are struggling with some things that you feel that you have to take on all your own, right? This could be at home. This could be at work. Knowing the nature of Cancer, knowing that you guys are like the nurturers and all about family and, your children and the home. This could very well have to do with the way you're feeling at home. Maybe you've got, your hands full and you're trying to carry that heavy burden all by yourself. So let's see what the rest of the reading has for you guys. All right. This is challenging or helpful energy. So Cancer, that's pretty funny. The Four of Athame is saying take a break from this heavy burden you're having to carry, right? Walking up those long paths all the way up to the top. Take a break, all right? This could represent an actual vacation, but more so it's kind of give yourself a mental break. Go meditate, take a nap. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity coming maybe for you to get a little bit of respite where you can just take a deep breath, let go a little bit and relax, right? Because the Four of Athame is the element of air, and that very much rules, your thoughts, what's going on in your head, logic, your intellect. So this is kind of saying like, give your mind a break and just take a breather, relax. It's not saying that you have to, sleep the whole night, quote unquote, right? But take just a little nap. You can relax a little bit. You don't have to shirk all of your responsibilities, God knows you're probably not already. But what this is saying is like maybe getting rid of all of those responsibilities would make you feel less in control. But what this is saying is that, for an afternoon or a weekend, you deserve it. Go ahead and just take that little breather. Okay. It's very good for your mental welfare. All right. Now, the root of the situation, why you're feeling the way you're feeling, why you're feeling you have to carry that large burden all by yourself. The Queen of Pentacles, money, right? That's what I see when I look at this card. And it's funny because it makes sense to me that the reason you're feeling like you have a very large burden is because there's this energy, and even though it's a queen, it's the dominant female energy. If you're a man or a woman watching this, it doesn't matter. We all have that feminine energy. So this is a feminine energy in relation to finances, right? Money matters, income, property, tangible resources, things that you can touch and feel. So I feel like either there's this woman in your life, this energy, right, that is encouraging you or helping you, or this could be you and this is where you want to be, right? You want to be in this place where you are smiling and in a good place, in a good relationship with financial matters. So maybe that's why you're feeling like you have to carry that big burden all the way up that hill all by yourself. Okay. The immediate past. And sometimes people wonder why, we need to know about the past. It's in the past, let it be. But the past is what makes us who we are today. And more often than not, there are lingering effects that are affecting us today. So what happened in your immediate past is the Four of Chalices. And it's really funny because I think this has already come up in 2 or 3 of the other signs also. So there's this feeling of having been not happy with the status quo. Maybe you're feeling unfulfilled in your relationships. Maybe you're feeling like somebody was taking you for granted. And it's very much, you see how she's in her home. So for you, Cancer, I feel like this really speaks to you feeling unsatisfied with the current situation, or you were unsatisfied with the current situation that you were having in your home life, right? Home and family. Something was going on where you were not happy. You were not fulfilled, right? And for Cancers, you guys tend to put everybody ahead of you. You guys are such the good nurturers. You take care of everybody so much that you always forget to take care of yourself. So I can see this definitely, happening. Okay, this next card is your crowning thoughts. So it's basically, what's going on in your brain about having to carry this heavy burden in the month of June. The Five of Wands. It's funny, I did a reading for a very good friend of mine who is a Cancer, and she got this card also. So I feel like this is probably an underlying theme for Cancers. So in the month of June, I feel like you're trying to get a lot of different energies on the same page, right? So this could represent, different people that might be pulling you in different directions. Maybe you've got one child going to soccer. Maybe you've got, your spouse that's coming home late and, wasn't able to pick up dinner. And maybe your parents want you to come stay with them for, a week in June. And you're just trying to figure out how to coordinate all of these things so that nothing gets dropped, so that nobody gets forgotten, right? Or this could be different things within yourself. This could be your own internal wants and desires. The wands represent our passions. They represent ambitions, creativity, right? It's that divine spark within you. And here you can see it's like there's these 5 boys that are all just kind of trying to do their own thing, or maybe there's no one leader telling them all, who's going to go when. So I feel like that could also be another thing, is that you are trying to decide, what of your projects and desires will get prioritized and how to make them all work and jive together. Okay, so this is what's going on in your head during the month of June. Now, this card is the immediate future, and that's a great card to get. So the 6 of Pentacles, Cancer, what this represents is abundance, right? You will be in a place where you are going to be able to give and to share with others. What this does speak to, though, I do want to caution, is this is you, Cancer, right? You're the beautiful, nurturer, and you have plenty to give emotionally, as well as financially, as this card is saying. You've got resources to share. However, please be sure that who you are sharing your resources with, your precious time and money, that they are deserving recipients, right? Here you've got a guy with his hand out, hoping to, get some money. But look, he's got dice hiding, which shows that he's probably got a gambling problem. And on the other hand, literally, you've got this woman who's probably been working really hard and just needs some help, right? So here you have in abundance to help with other people. Just be sure that who you're giving your time and energy and focus to, that they're worthy of it, that they're worthy of your time, Cancer, that they are worthy of your energy, worthy of your love, worthy of your money. Whatever it is that you find yourself doing in June, make sure that you put your energies, first, and consider how that's going to affect you. Okay? Now, this next card is your attitudes. Nature. All right. So your overall attitude during the month of June in regards to this card here about, about having to, hump this heavy burden all the way up to the hill is it's essentially that of this bear. So look at this bear. He's kind of caught in between making a choice, where he could go after this tasty, delicious meal of a man, right? Which would be easy because he could easily overpower and take on the man. Or he could choose to go be in nature with these little fairies, right? That are like dancing and they're beckoning him, saying, hey, come play with us. The bear is unaware, however, that if he chooses this easy choice, there's a trap here, right? But he can't see it because the man's in front of it. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, this card is the Devil card. And what that's saying is usually that there is something in our ego that is kind of trapping us, right? In this case, it's the man that would be trapping the bear. So there is something that is holding you. Sometimes, for some people, it's a vice such as gambling or, drinking or was it compulsive shopping, right? That's usually what this card indicates. But in this situation, it's like you might be thinking, oh, why am I even carrying this heavy burden all by myself in June? So this is your attitude. It's like you're contemplating like just maybe throwing your hands up in the air and just, I don't know, maybe doing the easy way, taking the easy way, or what seems to be easy, right? Or, going and enjoying your time, playing, being at one with nature. But it's almost like because there's an instinctive draw to get that man, he can't just turn away and leave. It's almost like he's being drawn to like go after the man, right? Just like animals. And that's where the concern lies. He should be going to hang out with these little fairy guys and, frolicking in the woods and playing with these little lightning bugs. But that's the difficult, tough part. That's the hold that our vices have on us. Okay, this next card is energies that are around you. So this could be energies, for example, of spouses, children, coworkers, anybody that's in a close proximity to you where their energy could affect you, rub off on you. And this is wonderful. This is a great energy to be all around you. So that's the 10 of chalices or the 10 of cups. And there is a beautiful family energy around you. And of course, it makes sense because Cancer is all about the home, family, loved ones. So your home life is pretty wonderful. Your family loves you. They are happy with you. You see this big, strong tree. There is a very, very strong foundation there. And look at this couple. That's you, Cancer. You and your loved ones, right? So you and your significant other have built a very strong foundation for which to lean on. You've got the kids, you've playing in the water, the cute little, what is that? A weasel? No, a sea otter. And your cups are full, right? It says overall, the energy around you is a beautiful family energy. There's a lot of love and happiness there. You couldn't ask for more, especially for Cancer. This is great. And if you're single, you know what? Family doesn't necessarily have to mean blood relatives. Your family could be your best friend. It could be cousins. It could be anybody that you consider family. So this is the energy that's surrounding you for single Cancers. Okay, this next card here is representative of things that you need to not neglect. So hidden energies or unknown information to you at this time. So for month of June, what you need to not neglect is the Queen of Wands. That's interesting. Now, normally I don't read these court cards as individuals, but I read these normally as energies, right? And for you, Cancer, I kind of feel like that this is pretty important, actually. So, Cancer, you are a water sign, clearly, right? And it's very emotional, very intuitive. Cancers are very sensitive and emotional, which is why they're such good nurturers, right? Because you guys take care of the rest of us. What you need to remember for the month of June is you also have the Queen of Wands energy in you, right? This is saying that you are the queen with fire energy, right? You don't have to be receptive. You can be, oh my gosh, what's the opposite of receptive? Offering, giving. Oh my gosh, brain fart. But you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Look at this beautiful golden yellow dress that she's wearing, right? That's your solar plexus chakra. That's your confidence. Embrace it. I think this is such a great card for Cancer. It's that fire and passion, right? And it's what's the word? What do I say? She knows her power and she knows her strengths. She knows how to use it and when to use it. That's you, Cancer. So you're not just a water energy. You're not just intuitive and receptive, right? You can put forth out into the world. Use this wand and put out into the world your desires, your passions, your energy, right? Create, embrace that fiery side of you, not the angry, scary side that comes with the Queen of Wands, but I mean like your confidence, right? It's beautiful. Cancer, you guys are beautiful people. Embrace it and use your fire energy in conjunction with your water energy, okay? And for the month of June, the overall outcome is, look at that, the star. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. The star. So here we have the fairy queen, right? She's half submerged in this water. She's also pouring out these magical waters into the river so that they are gonna, mix and continue flowing on around the world or wherever else this little pond goes. She's also naked, which is symbolic of kind of being vulnerable, right? Now, Cancers are represented by the crab, which has a very hard shell. And the reason they have such a hard shell is because they're so soft inside. That's you, Cancer. Because you guys feel a lot, it's natural to put up a wall, a thick shell, right? So what this is saying is let some of that shell down, right? It's okay and it's safe to be a little bit vulnerable. Embrace it. The star kind of heralds optimistic times, right? Follow your star, your lucky star, your shining star to wherever it is that you want to be in your life, right? Just like the story of the wise men that followed that star to Bethlehem, right? We all have a star. So follow your star to wherever it is that you want to be. Okay? Good things are coming for you. This is about optimism, luck, right? Being vulnerable is a good way to be. Let that shell fall away.